Yes, my name is Waliullah. I would like to share my view on a particular subject: modesty and good deeds or bad deeds, or good character or bad character. See, I've always had this kind of statement like, um, being immodest doesn't mean that someone has a bad character. You hear people that, especially those that are immodest in their dressing, they will tell you, mo inú mi mọ́ ju ẹni tó ṣe kíní lọ, mo ń ṣe dáadáa ju I do, my heart is purer than those that are dressing modestly. My heart is with God, it's only me and my God. They used to make this kind of statement, and sometimes I'm always surprised. I'm not surprised though, because they always try to defend whatever they do. Let me share my own view with you, what I think and how we think we should adjust. I'll be talking about this based on societal view and spiritual view. You see, the reason why we need to dress modestly is because when you dress immodest, it attracts the opposite sex. That's the bitter truth. It creates a hole in the mindset of the opposite sex. It creates negative thoughts. For example, you remember when Adam and Eve, during the time of Adam and Eve, when they saw their nakedness, because before the bottom line is they do not see their nakedness. There's a veil. So when God unveiled when it was unveiled, then they saw their nakedness. What did they do? They seek for what? For shelter, to protect themselves. And from there, what they could use was leaves. Then gradually, they started using some other things to cover themselves up before we have the clothes of today. So now, what I'm saying is, they were not seeing their nakedness. Upon seeing their nakedness, they seek for shelter, because seeing the nakedness of the opposite sex creates attraction, and that attraction, at the end of the day, it gives negative thoughts to the mindset of that person who sees that nakedness. Mind you, that person might not later come to you for sex, or might not later come to you for anything, but he or she might explore that nakedness that he saw in you, or that immodest dressing, like he saw you hot. This girl is hot. Wow, I wish I could have this girl. Now that mindset is there. Whenever she sees, or he sees another guy or another lady, he will want to explore, and maybe that one too is immodest in his dressing, and it goes on and like that, and the chain continues to grow. That's number one. Then number two is that you are also polluting the environment. I see immodest dressing like a pollutant that pollutes the environment. Let's say H2S. Now, someone saying that I'm immodest in my dressing, but I do good. I'm purer. I'm purer in the heart. Just like someone who is exposing the atmosphere to H2S, hydrogen sulfide, and at the same time giving people apple. Take apple. There are two different things. Immodest dressing is one. Then immodest dressing is one. Then good deed or bad deed is another subject. So don't let us mix it together. So at the end of the day, when you have someone who is dressed immodestly, they keep on polluting the environment. It gives a self of, at the end of the day, what you see is right, whereby someone who is dressing modestly feel ashamed of himself, and that one too, because he doesn't know what he's doing, he doesn't know the value of what he's doing, he doesn't know the extent at which what he's doing is beautiful. He or she sees the definition of beauty from the immodest side. That's why sometimes you see someone who is maybe an SU, who dresses properly, wears long skirt, dress beautifully. Gradually, because of the exposure to those who are immodest in their dressing, he or she gets a negative definition of what beauty is, and try to trend with them. So there is a continuous pollutant that is being inhaled by these people. At the end of the day, you that are dressing immodestly, you are causing more situation in the society, negative situation, because when you dress immodestly again, you create that mindset that this thing is hot. Then the man will say, for me to get something that is hot, I have to go through any means. For me to have this lady, for me to have this man, I have to go through any means. At the end of the day, you will see a situation whereby a man will want to go to any means to have money, because he wants to get those hot ladies. So at the end of the day, we will see corruption in the society, because those are the things. That is how it goes, and it depletes the moral values of society. That is from the moral aspect of it. talking about the spiritual aspect of it, you will see them telling you, I'm purer than someone who is going to church. I'm purer than someone who is dressing modest. I'm purer than most those sisters, Muslim sisters that are Aborimaboa. I'm purer than them. I'm closer to God than them. I'm this than them. Is God is only looking at the heart? Kinikon. Then I ask the first question: Are you exposing your beauty? Are you dressing immodestly because of God? Because someone who is dressing modestly is doing it because of God. And you, see, everyone is a sinner. Every damn person is a sinner. But one person is trying to what? To be better. One person is trying to be closer to God. And that's how it is. So, someone who is cautious of the way he or she appears in public, she's conscious of how she appears in the public, will also be conscious of what she is doing in secret. Most probably, because she knows that she has a good reputation outside. So even if she's doing something bad, she will still be conscious of the fact that what she's doing is wrong. But you, or someone who is immodest publicly, doesn't care how people see her in the public, exposing her cleavage, exposing her body, tempting the environment, will also not give a damn of whatever she does in the public, in secret. So if you don't care about what people see in you in the public, how will you care of what you do in secret? See, you might only feel remorseful. Don't confuse yourself with the fact that maybe you feel, maybe once in a while you feel remorseful. Now that I'm closer to God. Everyone feels. In fact, when we commit sin, we feel remorseful. That if you still have an iota of faith in you, that may be little. But don't compare yourself with someone who is dressing modestly outside. We can't judge your inside. It's God, but we can see what is outside, and we can only correct based on what we see outside. We can't correct based on what is inside. Our duty is to what? Is to create a sane environment. And then you see some people who will come, they will say, God judged by faith alone, there is no work. They will be quoting, if Christ, the seed of David, raised from the dead, you are saved. So if you believe that Jesus Christ raised from the dead, then you don't need no work. You don't need to work. I just surprised when I hear people quoting this kind of verse to justify what their immodest dressing. And I tell them that, please, can't you go to the book of James? If you go from book of James, James 2 to 14 to 16, 17, 22, it talks exclusively about what? Faith and work. Even in 2 verse 14, James 2 verse 14, it was saying something like, what use of it? What use is it? What of what use is it? My brethren, if someone says he has what? He has faith, but he has no work. Can faith save you? Can faith save him? If you continue reading, it says something like, just like the body is useless without the spirit, such is faith without work. Faith without work is dead. There's no way you can be talking about faith without associating it with what? With work. So going forward, talking about modesty in particular itself, in 1 Timothy 2 verse 9, when Timothy, now I know Timothy, 1 Timothy, Corinthians, they are all written by Paul. Yeah. In 1 Timothy 2 verse 9, he was talking about modest dressing. He said, in like manner that women adorn themselves in modest apparel. What? That women adorn themselves in what? In modest apparel. That is to tell you the importance of what? Modest dressing. You can't tell me that you are spiritually inclined, you go to church, you go to mosque, you serve God, then you take your modestly with little or no seriousness. It is close to zero. Showing your cleavage, your lap, showing your. Some of you say that it's not your fault that men are lost. Yes, it's not your fault. A godly man, a responsible man, whenever, in fact, the word in Islam call modest hijab or covering, the word that deals with creating a veil between you and a woman is first mentioned to a man. That is, whenever you see a woman, you look down. But one thing is certain, that first glimpse of what that man sees, what that man has seen, will continue to linger in his mind. Will continue to linger in his mind, and might make him to what? To commit more atrocities. You are causing corruption in the land, and you try to justify it. You open your breast halfway. Some of you even open it to the last, and you keep tempting guys. Some of you wear tight clothes. You say you cover up, then everything is exposed. You wear transparent clothes, telling me that you are more spiritual than someone who is dressing modestly and preventing the environment from getting exposed to your pollution. Please, let us get it right. Faith and work goes together. Your modesty is very, very important in the spiritual line. In the spiritual line, don't subscribe to that definition of immodest dressing, and it is a gradual thing. Once you have a mindset that your beauty is being defined by what you see in the civilized world today, then you start to trend gradually towards that direction, which is wrong. We should understand that modesty is very important. Let's remain modest. Let's dress modestly. Let's create a safe environment, and I wish us a lovely day ahead. Thank you very much.